Good morning, distinguished guests, residents, and business owners of the South. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my absolute pleasure to welcome you this morning to this momentous occasion, the official opening of the Ministry of Commerce's Southern Division on the third floor of the Uptown Business Center, right in New Dock, View Fort. Today marks an important milestone as the Ministry of Commerce expands its reach and accessibility to better serve its clients in the south of the island and environs. This new office stands as a testament to our government's continued commitment to economic growth, progress, and excellence. Allow me to recognize the presence of our former Prime Minister and Parliamentary Representative of View Fort South, Dr. Kenny D. Anthony, Minister of Commerce, Manufacturing, Business Development, Cooperatives, and Consumer Affairs, Honorable Emma Hippolyte. Can you put your hands together for her? I always do that every time. She's just a great, hard-working lady. Thanks a lot. Our Cabinet Secretary, Mr. Augustus Degazon, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Commerce, Mrs. Sophia Alpha Henry, Office the Regulated Substance Authority, Mr. Dylan Norbert Inglis, our Deputy Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Commerce, Mistress Charmaine Justin, our Deacon this morning, Deacon Marthain James, our Mayor of View Fort, His Worship Mr. Wayne Cumberbatch, and councillors of the View Fort South Constituency Council, residents of View Fort, presidents of statutory bodies, the private sector, heads of department, members of the St. Lucia Police Force, members of the media, staff of the Ministry of Commerce, and specially invited guests. Once again, good morning. We have a wonderful program ahead, and without further ado, I would like everybody to stand for our national anthem. Our national anthem will be done by panelist Mr. Jason Hippolyte. Thank you very much. Can you remain standing? And as we embark on this new journey, it is fitting for us to seek the Almighty's blessing, so I invite Deacon Marthain James to lead us in prayer.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. May God, who has given us power over the works of his hands, be with you all. Brothers and sisters, listen to the word of the book of Genesis. God created man in the divine image he created him. Male and female he created. God blessed them, saying, "Be fruitful and multiply, fill the earth and subdue it. Have dominion over the fishes of the sea, the birds of the air, and all the living things that moves on the earth." God also said, "See, I give you everything, seeds-bearing plants of all the earth, and every tree that has seeds-bearing fruits on it, to be your food, and to all the animals of the land, all the birds of the air, and all the living creatures that crawls under the ground. I give all green plants for food." And so it happened. God looked at everything he had made, and he found it was very good. Jesus departed from the house of Jairus and came to his native place, accompanied by his disciples. When the Sabbath day came, he began to teach in the synagogues, and many who heard him were astonished. They said, "Where did this man got all this? What kind of wisdom has he been given? What mighty deeds were wrought by his hands? Is he not the carpenter's son of Mary and Joseph, brother of James and John and Judas and Simon? And are not his sisters here with us?" And they took of him. Our response: Lord, give us success to the works of your hands. I don't think that anybody here is deaf and dumb, so please, we are praying to the Lord. Let us be honest and pray. Our response: Lord, give success to the works of our hands. Before the mountains were begotten, and the earth and the world was brought forth, from everlasting to everlasting, you are God. Response: to dust, saying, "Return, O children of men, for 1,000 years is your sight, as yesterday, now that it is past, or a switch of the night." Response: teach us the number our days already, that we may give wisdom of heart. Return, O Lord, how long? Have pity on your servants. Response: fill us at daybreak with your kindness, that we may shout for joy and guidance all our days. Let your works be seen by your servants and by your children. Response: may the glory of the Lord last forever. May the Lord be glad in his words. Let us pray. O God, in your wise providence, you are glad the human labor, the works of our hands and of our minds. Grant that all who plan and conduct business in this office may thoroughly, through your guidance and response, come to the right decisions and carry them out faithfully. Amen. And may Almighty God bless you, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. I am going to bless the different offices, so I need somebody to follow me, to show me the place so I can bless you.
Thank you very much. You may have your seat. Thank you for this uplifting message. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome us to this gathering. I invite our permanent secretary in the Ministry of Commerce, Manufacturing, Business Development, Cooperatives, and Consumer Affairs, Ms. Sophia Alfie Henry, to the podium. Put your hands together for her.
Government officials, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, permit me to adopt the protocol that has already been established, and I bid you good morning. Very sunny. I bid you a warm and hearty welcome to the official opening ceremony of the Ministry of Commerce Southern Division. We are especially excited to expand our presence, bringing greater public awareness, convenience, efficiency, and closer connections to the Southern business community. As someone whose navel string is buried in Vieux Fort, I feel especially proud that this long-awaited move has been coordinated under my humble stewardship. And I said that and I was eyeing Dr. Anthony because when he arrived, he said to me, "Welcome to Vieux-Fort." So I am from Vieux-Fort. I spent a lot of my childhood days right there, Belvedere Street, and I was born at the St. Jude's Hospital in Vieux-Fort. So giving back to my community of birth certainly feels good. Despite the recent attempts to stigmatize this community, for me, Vieux-Fort has always been a place of refuge, a place where I spent several summer vacations creating fond memories, which have generously contributed to the person I am today. A place renowned for its community spirit, cultural activism, and of course, its industrious nature. While we remain cognizant of some of the social struggles experienced by this community, I believe it is important that we broaden our scope to appreciate the fullness of beauty and economic potential that still resides here. This expansion of the Ministry of Commerce to the third floor of the Uptown Business Center on New Dock Road demonstrates our firm commitment to fostering economic growth, increasing customer satisfaction, and the overall ease of doing business. The new office will facilitate the formalization of small businesses by providing assistance with financial planning, online business registration, and the development of formidable business plans, elements to accessing loan grant funding and commercial banking services. Registered businesses will also have access to concessions, relevant training opportunities, advisory services aimed at encouraging expansion, innovation, adherence to global standards and best practices, exportation, and commercial advancement. This move will redirect youthful energies toward more positive outcomes by offering targeted upstart support. We must purposefully demonstrate to our people how self-employment can indeed be a pathway towards achieving financial freedom. Consumers in the South and environs will also have the opportunity to lodge formal complaints and seek guidance on consumer-related issues. I should point out that this is only the first phase of our expansion. Our clients can look forward to even more convenient services in the not-too-distant future. We look forward to facilitating the economic growth and development of the South, one business at a time. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, welcome and thank you for sharing this with us.
Thank you very much, Ms. Alpha Henry, for this exuberant welcome and for setting the tone for today's celebration. Ladies and gentlemen, as former mayor of Vieux-Fort South and someone who lives in Vieux-Fort and also as secretary of the Bakers Association and also speaking on behalf of Caribbean Grains and all the bakers in the South, I feel obliged to point out that this moment has been guided by visionary and dedicated leadership to get us here today. So we'll now hear from some of the voices who continue to advocate for moments like this. So please welcome Mr. Kenneth Tobia. He is a director of True Value Building and Hardware Supplies, whose family business roots have long been planted in this community of Vieux-Fort, spanning generations, to share. Together for him.
How are you? Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, especially invited guests. I'd like to express my sincerest gratitude to be here today amongst all our Southern business partners and associates. This is definitely a step in the right direction for the Southern business community. We are at the forefront, we are ready for development, and right now would be the best time for us to seek Right now would be the best time for us to seek that. As we grow, I'd like to see us take an express interest in facilitating local business, from the smallest business person to the largest local business. We always speak about foreign direct investment where it comes to foreigners coming to St. Lucia investing in our community, but I'd like to redefine the term. I'd like to define it as tourists coming to St. Lucia investing directly in local businesses, local Airbnb, local facilities. This would mean that we can, as a people, can get that foreign direct investment in St. Lucia. This would be a strategic hub for this and also for the entire island. This office would help support local business and create job creation and economic growth. Great pleasure to be here today, and thank you everyone. All right, thank you.
Thanks again, Mr. Tobia. We change him? Ladies and gentlemen, to continue those remarks, I would like to invite Ms. Lucina Lewis Johnny, the president of the St. Lucia Industry and Small Business Association, to address you. Put your hands together for her.
Honorable Minister of Commerce, Ms. Emma Hippolyte, Mrs. Sophia Alfe Henry, Permanent Secretary, delighted colleague, ladies and gentlemen, today is a very special day for us who operate small, medium, and micro enterprises in the south of the island. And on behalf of the St. Lucia Industrial and Small Businesses Association, I am absolutely delighted to be part of this ceremony to deliver special remarks. First of all, I wish to say a very good thank you to all. A very good thank you. We are from the important and valuable initiative, which will go a very long way in providing such needed support, convenience to all of us who operate here in the South. As you may know, most small businesses operators play a very integral role in their businesses. And it's with great relief and excitement we welcome and say a big very thank you to our Honorable Minister Emma Hippolyte and her team of the Ministry of Commerce for opening this branch here in the South. The Ministry of Commerce has always been and continue to be the forefront of business development. Because of this, Their service are always in demand. And for those of us who operate in this part of the island, it has often been a challenge to go all the way to Castries. But today, we are so happy to be part of this opening ceremony because now we will be easier and convenient for our small businesses to access the valuable service provided by the Ministry of Commerce, Business Development, and Consumers Affairs. So on behalf of SLISBA and many businesses that operate in the South, we say a very big thank you to all of you who made this happen. You can rest assured that the private sector in the South will make very of this new office. We are also very happy about the space which is being made available for small businesses to use, as I'm delighted to inform you that SLISBA will be the first to book the space for a meeting with our members who are women, CMOS farmers operating in the south of the island. Words cannot simply express the extent of gratitude. Thank you, and we really look forward to having a wonderful relationship with the ministry and staff of the South. And we do intend to make full use of the service provided. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ms. Johnny. Ladies and gentlemen, music have a good way of just, uplifting our spirits. So we now invite Tabu Mele to give us a special medley. Put your hands together for them. A well-rooted group in the South. Come on, put your hands together. Put your hands together for them. Thank you very much, gentlemen. P.S. If you don't mind, I can just see in the ending of March a good mixer, business mixer. It's a good thing I have a voice. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks again, gentlemen. At this point in time, it gives me the honor, you know. Last night, we're at a meeting, and the individual name came up, and somebody said every time he walks into, you know, a room, they just remember how he has contributed to education and the development of the South and the country as a whole. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me distinguished pleasure here to welcome the Honorable Dr. Kenny D'Antoni, former Prime Minister and Parliamentary Representative of Vieux Fort South, to address us. Put your hands together for Dr. Anthony.
It's noon. Good afternoon to everyone. Honorable Emma Hippolyte, Minister for Commerce, Manufacturing, Business Development, Cooperatives and Consumer Affairs, Madam Permanent Secretary of the Ministry, Mrs. Sophia Alfie Henry, members of staff of the Ministry, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, may I apologize to you for being somewhat late this morning. I have to tell you, the traffic was very challenging this morning from Castries to Vieux-Fort, and those of us who live in the south would perhaps understand the challenges that we face these days with the importation of vehicles into the country. So I do apologize for that. That having been said, I want to take the opportunity to say how pleased I am to see all of you here this morning, and in particular the members of staff of the Ministry of Commerce, Manufacturing, Business Development, Cooperatives and Consumer Affairs. This may be a very small step for the Ministry of Commerce, but for Vieux-Fort South, it is a giant stride. And perhaps what I should do is to spend a few moments and explain the genesis of the ideas that eventually led to the establishment of this office here in Vieux-Fort. During the season, when the ministry was entertaining applications for grants and for loans, it was suggested that persons could come to the constituency office of the parliamentary representative for guidance. I rejected that proposal outright for a number of reasons. There are a number of persons who would not want to be seen coming to the constituency office of the parliamentary representative. For one reason or another, I need not explain because I think you understand my drift. Then, two, secondly, those business persons who may not have any difficulty but would simply prefer a different venue to have a meeting with the parliamentary representative, which I understand and of course I also respect. But there's also the issue too that the Ministry of Commerce, as indeed so many other ministries and departments of the government of St. Lucia, may have shortchanged the people of the South and shortchanged the people of Vieux-Fort because the vital strategic services that should have been provided have never been provided to the people of the South. And this has always disadvantaged them and have imposed burdens. And it's never easy when ordinary Vieux-Fortians, ordinary citizens have to go up and down to Castries to resolve problems of birth certificates. And it's still a burning problem today. And I can tell you it's a huge challenge to sensitize public officers of these issues and to make them far more responsive in managing the delivery of vital government services to citizens. So at a meeting held rather early in the term of the government of St. Lucia between the Ministry of Commerce and the business community, at which the Prime Minister was present, I indicated my dissatisfaction with the idea that persons should come to my constituency, and that rather the Ministry of Commerce should establish an office to provide those services to the people of the South. The Prime Minister quickly embraced the idea and immediately offered to establish such an office here in Vieux-Fort South, for which I am exceedingly grateful. That was almost 4 years ago. It has taken 3 to 4 years to establish this office. But I forgive the ministry for this delay. I am one of those who routinely criticize the public service and the delivery of services in St. Lucia because it's amazing the degree of procrastination that takes place in implementing decisions. But I forgive the ministry, and I'll tell you why. They kept me informed regularly, and they had challenges to finding a suitable location. In actual fact, they had identified one place, and they had to abandon that place, and then eventually they found this office here, and here we are today. So they must be forgiven, but nevertheless, 3 to 4 years is a long time. And I want that to resonate because we really have to change our attitude and disposition to decision making. And this tendency, this disease of procrastination in decision making really must be dealt with, because it seems to me instead of progressing, we are regressing in our ability to make decisions and implement decisions. That having been said, I'm very pleased that the ministry has also provided small businesses and other business persons with a facility that they could utilize. But I would hope that this is not just another office. Or I like the idea that this LISPA has already indicated that they're going to use the facility for a meeting of their members. But I want to urge the ministry to be far more robust and far more enterprising, far more purposeful in their approach. So they don't see this, they don't allow this to degenerate in just another extension of the ministry, engaged in acts of tokenism. I would wish this place to be a hub for the business community. And what do I mean? One of the big challenges that we have in VA4 South, and I meet it constantly from citizens, they tell you, well, you know, you give foreign investors all the incentives, you don't give locals no incentives. But when you question them and begin to ask them, well, what incentives are you looking for? Do you know what incentives are available? They don't. And you're talking of incentives that have been on our statute books for years. But the generation of business people do not know what they are. Some who are here know some of these incentives, but not others. And I would want to say to the minister that one of the first things I would like to see this office be used for is to have a workshop to go through all the incentives that are available to the business community so they can understand what they can tap. I think it is so necessary and so vital. And some of these incentives need to be explained. And of course, while I can only assist to a certain degree, but I'm not always armed with all the information that the business community requires. So for me, it's not just an outlet to hear complaints and to manage complaints, to make applications for the delivery of business services, but also a facility to help in the education of our business people and to reach out to them in far more meaningful ways than has been the case. I must also tell you that reference is always made to Vieux-Fort South as having a lot of potential, etc. That has always been the case. But it's not often that I hear those entrusted with the task of managing business and leading businesses, and that applies to the private sector as well, admit that Vieux-Fort South is in fact the hub of manufacturing and export activity in this country. It's not acknowledged. We are the ones ensuring that St. Lucia gets value for its exports. This is where Heineken is located. Bryson Company is located. And of course, this is where the manufacture of our principal condiments, Baron Foods, is located. This is where we also have the largest solar farm in the country. And of course, there are those who provide major retail services. But one of the most important things about Vieux-Fort South, and which even Vieux-Fortians don't acknowledge and realize, modern Beaufort has actually been shaped by Beaufortians. A lot of the investment that has taken place in Beaufort over the last 20, 30 years have been investments by Beaufort South, by personalities from Beaufort. We have reversed the tide. In the past, it was a case of business places from Castries coming down to Beaufort to set up outlets. But what happened over the last couple of years, they closed their doors and pulled away and moved out of Beaufort South. And it was left to your uptowns, to your Bobby Pilties, your Debbie Tobias. It was left to the Brand Hares, the Bryces, and several others, as well as an army of small business people based in the South to have expanded commercial opportunities here in Beaufort South. For me, that is a giant step. And every time you hear the self-deprecation, I repudiate it as best as I could to remind Beaufortians of the extraordinary steps and extraordinary successes we have had. So we deserve recognition. We deserve equality of treatment. We deserve respect, and we deserve understanding. And so today, I applaud each and every one of you. And let me say, finally, one of the most pleasing things for me is to watch the expansion of business places to the north. And there's a steady trek northwards to reverse the historical patterns. There are business places from Beaufort establishing outlets in the north. And each time it happens, I applaud and I express my total satisfaction. Weezo, for example, who I see here, he's had an outlet in Cul-de-sac for years. He was one of those who made and took advantage of the incentives when the Cul-de-sac area was declared by the administration that I led a special areas development area. And the cul-de-sac that you see today with all the business facilities, that development is explained by recourse to that special development area. And today you see a Kentucky there, and today you see your CPJs and others, and your Massey's and so on. That has had to do a lot to do with that. Then to your Brand Hares, who have shifted and moved into real estate to the north. And for years I've been battling with Bobby over at Uptown Supermarket and saying to him, look, as much as I deprecate overconsumption of alcohol, but you do have the best facilities in St. Lucia for the sale and retailing of alcohol. Why on earth don't you go and beat them at their own game in the north and establish the best outlet for the sale of alcohol in the north, because you have the expertise? They don't have it, you have it. All of this is to say that we are beginning to see a counter-revolution in business activity, and this is a good and healthy thing for St. Lucia and for St. Lucians. And of course, I take my hat off to the small business people, many of you who are represented here today. I saw your exhibition last Friday on the 14th, and I have to tell you, I was so deeply impressed by what I saw. And I accept the Ministry of Commerce must be complimented, especially its export arm. That has another history that I would not wish to explain to you today. But I'm very happy at what I see with it, because I know where it came from. They have done a phenomenal job. You know, I'm a great lover of coffee. I start my day with 2 cups of coffee. That's correct. And in case you get worried about that, these days they're telling you that for your gut, coffee is very good for you. It's like they used to tell you about wine was good for you, but these days on the case of alcohol and say alcohol is a major cause of cancer. So I don't know when the pages will be turned where coffee is concerned, but they're not likely to convert me. But I've always been searching for excellent coffee, and I've had to content myself with buying beans, Starbucks beans. But what did I discover last Friday, on the 14th? A St. Lucian manufacturer producing St. Lucian coffee beans from St. Lucian farmers, roasted coffee beans in the traditional style that we knew it, because a lot of people don't understand that St. Lucians, because of their French heritage, like the dark roasted beans. And I can tell you, I bought some packets and tasted it, and I swear to you, it was the real thing. The real, authentic St. Lucian coffee, mild and gentle and sweet to the palate. And it is that thrust in export in recent years, undertaken by the ministry, led by the minister, that has produced these small producers. I end really on this note to tell you, look, this country has enormous potential. We complain bitterly, we don't understand what we have. But we have enormous potential if we know what it is that we have to champion. Yes, you'll get frustrations. I tell you, there are mountains of frustrations. I wish I could confess to you all my frustrations. I go to Parliament and I have frustrations. I tackle the services of the departments of government, I have frustrations. I have frustrations with NIC. I have frustrations with the Inland Revenue Department. I have frustrations with the Land Registry. I have frustrations with the Traffic Department, all of them. But you know what? You know what? It's finding the determination to deal with these frustrations and tackling them, and we have the ability to do so. And if we can learn to handle the frustrations and put them aside, then we can achieve so much more. So I wish you a good day. Congratulations to all of you, to the ministry. And I just want to plead with you to make excellent use and good use of this facility that you have. Have a pleasant day. Thank you.
Put your hands again one more time for Dr. Anthony. Ladies and gentlemen, all I saw was, school uniforms on everybody, and the teacher were missing a blackboard, and I saw the Honorable Hempel, taking her notes, because yes, the teacher was back in class again, schooling everybody, which is very nice. Thanks a lot, Dr. Anthony. Ladies and gentlemen, our next speaker, I'm going to tell you something about our next speaker. I do not know any minister in St. Lucia, during my era that is, who would actually call, wait in office and ask the secretary, who's next, or who wants to see me. I sometimes get a call from my president, Mr. Buske, the president of the St. Lucia Bakers Association, sometimes at 11 o'clock in the night. Mrs. Hippolyte wants to see us at 9 a.m. in the morning, and everybody have to drop what they're doing because the minister wants to see you. Normally it's you who want to see a minister about something. But I do not know in any other era where a minister insists that she wants to meet every other board, every other statutory department, to come into her office to dictate and ask them what do they want. Put your hands together for her as I welcome the Honorable Emma Hippolyte, the minister, to address us.
Good afternoon, everyone. Let me recognize our former Prime Minister and Parliamentary Rep, Dr. Kenny Anthony. I recognize our PS in the Ministry of Commerce, Ms. Sophia Alfie Henry, our Cabinet Secretary, Mr. De Gazan, our DPS, Ms. Justin, and I look around, I see a rep for Export St. Lucia, Mr. Badal. I see Mr. Dylan Norbert Inglis, who's our CEO for the RSA, but to John Public, the gentleman who's going to lead the cannabis industry. Director of the Bureau of Standards, I saw Vern Emmanuel there. Our deacon who has led us in prayer, Mr. Gardner, President of the Chamber of Commerce, the current President and former President of Swissburg, Ms. Johnny and Ms. Sherry, our Mayor of Vieux Fort, Mr. Wayne Cumberbatch. I see representatives of the private sector. I see Mr. Amal of Wizo, and let's give this gentleman a round of applause because he has been in business for a long time. So when I see Mr. Amal here, I say something is happening in Vieux Fort because I know it is always challenging for him to leave his business. So I appreciate you coming here, Mr. Amal. I saw earlier Ms. Esther Bryce of Chanel's, but she also indicated that she was going to have to leave because she's traveling. I want us to recognize the members, and I think maybe they have left, of Tamumele. Let's give them a round of applause for their efforts. I want to recognize the other representatives of business owners here with us, a rep from our Royal St. Lucia Police Force, the staff of the ministry, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is indeed a very, very joyous day for us at the Ministry of Commerce, and you heard from our pal rep. He's happy, he's excited, and Dr. Anthony, your wish is my command. So you asked for a workshop, you will get one. The PS has taken the notes, we will put it together. I also should recognize Ms. Yvonne Egard, who is the president of the Coalition of Services. It's very important for us while we are focusing on the retail and manufacturing that we recognize the presence of the service sector. They're quiet, but there is a lot of work happening there, so we want to thank you. We want to thank you for this. Today, I want to say as well that the Minister Jabatis did express his apologies. He might be very late, but he had another urgent meeting in the north. That is why he's not here, but he's the other PAL rep for Vieux Fort, and he too is excited about the opening of this session. That is why he had to send his team Tabu Mele to give us some music. Today is it is with great pride and enthusiasm that I address you as we gather to celebrate this milestone in our nation's continued pursuit of sustainable economic growth and business empowerment. For the parliamentary representatives and people of Vieux Fort in particular, this official opening of the Southern Division of the Ministry of Commerce has been long in coming. And you've heard what he gave you the background. It's about 3 years since we had the conversation. This new office represents much more than a physical expansion. It is a bold statement of our continued commitment to providing increased accessibility and efficiency in the delivery of critical support services to businesses and entrepreneurs in the southern region. We are committed to improving the economic prospects and viability of the South. Only recently, about just over a week ago, Export St. Lucia collaborated with the Ministry of Commerce and other government agencies to successfully host the 3rd St. Lucia Business Expo in Vieux Fort. We received rave reviews from quarters as we showcase several promising entrepreneurs whose products and services we hope will soon gain access to viable export markets. Not only did patrons and participants extol the ambience of the new venue, the Independence Square, but our micro and small businesses also recorded increased sale revenue and an improvement in exposure. I wish to point out that this division is being staffed. This office that we are about to open today is being staffed entirely by residents of the South. And I know this is causing our PAL rep to be happy. For too long, businesses and aspiring entrepreneurs in the South have faced challenges in immediately accessing the ministry's support services, whether it be for online business registration, trade and export facilitation, small business development, or advisory services. Distance should never be a barrier to economic or self-employment opportunities. And today, we move this barrier by bringing our services directly to you. I'm particularly pleased that the director of the Bureau of Standards is here, because all the strides that we're going to make, especially for our small manufacturers, we need them to partner with the Bureau of Standards as well as Export St. Lucia. So I'm extremely pleased. I'm hoping that the Bureau of Standards will have a desk at the ministry, and we move into a very aggressive work on the ground to ensure that our small businesses understand the whole issue of standards. It is when they understand the standards that we can marry them with Export St. Lucia so that we can get the product out there. With this new division, we are ensuring that businesses in the South receive a comparable level of due care and support, resources, training, and guidance. Entrepreneurs will no longer have to travel long distances to seek assistance. Instead, they will find a small but dedicated team right here, ready to provide advice, services, and the tools needed to help businesses thrive in a dynamic global environment. A nation's economic success is heavily dependent on the strength of its business community. Small, medium-sized enterprises are the mainstay of our economy, and this office will serve as a hub for fostering growth, harnessing innovation, and encouraging resilience among businesses in this region. Through this division, we will enhance our ability to do a few things. One, support new business ventures by providing support with online business registration and trade license processing. Two, facilitate commercial and export opportunities by providing timely and localized guidance. Three, offer access to training, mentorship, and funding opportunities to equip entrepreneurs with the requisite skills and resources. Consider this office as a gateway to new possibilities. As we declare this facility open, we reaffirm our commitment to building a business-friendly environment that champions sustainable development. We urge entrepreneurs, business owners, and industry leaders to take full advantage of the suite of services offered here. This is your space, your resource, and your partner in success. And as you walk around, there is a special room, and the discussion we've had with the Permanent Secretary is that small businesses that do not have a place to meet, we will facilitate them right here in this building. This open space that we have here, we will be using it to do a lot of training, a lot of workshops. And I believe that from next week, we have our cannabis symposium, our conversation on cannabis right here. I think it's on Wednesday the 5th at 6 p.m. in this space. So I want to take this moment to invite everyone to this particular conversation, because this is an industry with great promise, and we are taking all the steps to ensure that our locals participate. And you can only participate and benefit if you understand what we are putting together for you. I extend my sincere gratitude to all who have played a pivotal role in bringing this vision to life. The parliamentary rep, for Vieux South, Dr. Kenny Anthony, the Prime Minister, who had even now to sign, to agree to put in the budget the allocation for the salaries for this office, the Department of the Public Service, our Ministry of Commerce team, our social partners, and we want to thank our former mayor, who's now our chairman today, Mr. Cyril Saltibus, for facilitating and helping putting this function together, and the local business community, whose input has proven invaluable. Today, we are laying the foundation for a stronger, more inclusive commercial sector that will continue to drive national prosperity. Very early during that conversation, almost 3 years ago, one of the proposals that was on the table is for Vieux Fort to put together and have a small Vieux Fort business community. I still believe that this is critical. I know most members are either members of Chamber or members of SLISBA or members of the Manufacturers Association. But I believe Vieux Fort needs a business body speaking to the issues affecting Vieux Fort, and that the issues impacting Vieux Fort could receive the attention, the timely attention that is required. So I'm still hoping that the business community can do this and work with us and other ministries of government to ensure that we respond to the needs, and not only respond to the needs, but work with you that we can plan together and move the environment in a situation where all of you folks can benefit. The young persons who are not in business yet, those already in business, as well as persons who want, senior persons who want to get into business. It is when you put that infrastructure together that you're going to work together, partner with government, so that we can move. I also want to recognize the general manager of our flour mill, who's Caribbean Grains, Mr. Davy. You were hiding somewhere a little there, but I think I made you out. I want to thank you for the work that you are doing in Vieux Fort and the offers that you have made to train some of our young persons in the whole bakery industry. So I want to place that on record, Mr. Davy. With these few words, it is my distinct honor to declare the Ministry of Commerce Southern Division officially open for work and not for play. It is serious work. I want the staff to know that. It is serious work. We want to make some serious inroads in the South. I thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much, Honorable Emma Hippolyte. I see most of the Vieux Fort business people in the room, so that meeting, will be called soon to form this Vieux Fort Business Association. As we near the end of this event today, we take this moment to express our gratitude to all who made this occasion possible. So I now invite the Director of Consumer Affairs, Mrs. Wendy Frederick, to deliver the vote of thanks. Put your hands together for Ms. Frederick.
A pleasant good afternoon to all. Please allow me to adopt the protocol already established. While I was down here, I was trying to figure out if persons would be able to see me behind the podium, because I know I'm always challenged in that area. It is with immense gratitude that I stand before you to extend our heartfelt appreciation to all who made this occasion a success. And of course, first and foremost, I want to express special appreciation to Honorable Emma Hippolyte, the Minister for Commerce, Manufacturing, Business Development, Cooperatives, and Consumer Affairs, for her dedication, perseverance, and unwavering belief in bringing improved public services closer to the people of the South. And she has been instrumental in making this a reality. We are truly grateful, Minister, for your leadership and commitment to this initiative. Sincere thanks to Dr. Kenny Anthony, former Prime Minister and Member of Parliament for Vieux-Fort South, for his unwavering support and commitment to the development of the South. Your presence here today speaks volumes about your dedication to the people of Vieux-Fort and the advancement of public service in Vieux-Fort. Your vision is now becoming a reality. We also extend sincere gratitude to our permanent secretary, Mrs. Sophia Alfie Henry, for her steadfast support and leadership in ensuring this project's success. Your dedication to advancing the ministry's vision and enhancing public service delivery has been invaluable, and I can tell you for weeks we've been here, we need to get this office open. So, PS, thank you for your dedication and for pushing this initiative. A special thank you to our Deputy Permanent Secretary, Ms. Charmaine Louis-Justin, for your vital role in supporting and coordinating the efforts that have led to this significant achievement. Your dedication and hard work have also contributed immensely to making this office a reality. A special thank you to our Master of Ceremony, Mr. Cyril Saltibus, for skillfully guiding us through this program with professionalism and warmth, as always. Your role in ensuring a seamless flow of events is truly appreciated. We are also deeply grateful to Deacon Mathre James for his blessings and prayers, of course. To Mr. Kenneth Tobier and Ms. Flavia Sherry, thank you both for your support and contributions. Your presence here today reflects a collective commitment to improving public service delivery and fostering community engagement. We extend our gratitude to Mr. Bernard Pilty, our gracious tenant, for his cooperation and support in accommodating this new office space. Your willingness to facilitate this initiative is truly valued, and we appreciate your role in making this transition possible. A heartfelt thank you to the Director of Human Resource and the entire team from the Department of the Public Service for your efforts in strengthening and supporting this initiative. We also acknowledge the staff of the Facilities Unit from the Department of the Public Service, of course, for their hard work in making this office a reality. Your dedication behind the scenes has ensured that we now have a space that will serve the community efficiently. We recognize and appreciate your hard work in ensuring that this office is functional. We also extend our appreciation to the heads of departments and staff members who have joined us today. Your involvement reflects the spirit of collaboration and commitment that will drive the success of this new office. A special thank you to the Vieux-Fort Police for ensuring that today's event went smoothly. Our parking, I think it was reserved, and so thank you. We are also grateful to Mr. and Mrs. Dyer, who provided the parking and did the arrangements, I think, somewhere around, right? Finally, we extend our gratitude to the HR officer, Ms. Andrea Felix, for hard work, support, and contribution to making this event possible. And of course, to all our distinguished guests, participants, thank you for being here and for sharing this milestone. Your presence makes this occasion even more meaningful. Once again, we appreciate each and every one of you for your time, effort, and commitment. Thank you, and may this new office serve its purpose in bringing improved service delivery to the people of the South. Thank you.
And keep those applause going for Mr. Frederick herself, who delivered the vote of thanks. Ladies and gentlemen, the moment that we have been waiting for finally arrived. The ribbon cutting ceremony. Led by the Permanent Secretary and assisted by Honorable Emma Hippolyte, Dr. Anthony, and our distinguished Cabinet Secretary. You will now proceed to the ribbon cutting. Permanent Secretary, do you want us to stay here while you all do that, or we gravitate towards you? and the mayor of Vieux Fort, His Worship, Mr. Wayne Cumberbatch. Deacon, I think it would be appropriate that you go along with them. Yes. We now move to the entrance of the facility.
In the world, St. Lucia's only meant for so much history to be told and so much more for eyes to see. The colors feel the love, I can tell you all the way.
And
it don't matter where I voyage, it don't matter where I roam. Majestic becomes standing tall, they're guiding me back home. Raise your flags, the skies above, I can tell you all the way. So I could go up forever there to feel all the vibes and break away. I could take a trip to link up with friends and family. To my land of birth, to the place I love. No other island in the sun could ever replace you in my heart. And if I ever plan to leave, I go tell you from the start. To my land of birth, to the place I love. Put up your online, sing out the song. I am a town proud Lucia, represent the land where you from. I am a town proud Lucia, from St. Lucia, and I will raise the flag till I die. I am a town proud Lucia, represent the land where you from. I am a town proud Lucia, from St. Lucia, and I will raise the flag till I die. Moving forward all together, we are strong for we are one. We can't deny this heritage, we rooted to this land. Let me see your hand, I know every St. Lucian. I will never tread with tongue, unashamed of this land. I can't homesick, I can't stay away too long. Can't even love a vibe, Rosie late Friday night. So I could go up forever there to feel all the vibes and break away. I could take a trip to link up with friends and family. To my land of birth, to the place I love. No other island in the sun could ever replace you in
to do the same.
and if I ever plan to leave, I gon' tell you from the start. To my land of birth, to the place I love. Put up your online, sing out the song. I am a town
Ladies and gentlemen, it is your time now.
represent
If you can just stand and gravitate towards the inside for a guided tour of our facility.
and I will raise the flag till I
I cannot not acknowledge the presence of Mr. Deepak in the audience,
so much history
one
to
of the
be
families
told
who
and so much more for eyes.
had business in Vieux Fort for the longest while.
You all the way. It don't matter where I voyage, it don't matter where I roam. Majestic people standing tall, they're guiding me back home. Raise your flags, the skies above.
Maman Sainte-Lucie, jour arrivé.
So I could go up forever there to feel all the vibes and break away. I could take a trip to link up with friends and family. To my land of birth, to the place I love. No other island in the sun could ever replace you in my heart. And if I ever plan to leave, I gon' tell you from the start.
It's a great day for the people of Vieux Fort. It's a great day for the people of St. Lucia.
Put up your online, sing out the song. I am a town proud Lucia.
And with all the smiles on the face of our mayor, Dr. Anthony, and the different ministers, and it's a great day to be a damn proud Lucian.
Moving forward all together, we are strong, for we are one. We can't deny this heritage, we rooted to this land. Let me see your hand. I know every St. Lucian. I will never tread with tongue, unashamed of this land. I get sick, I can't stay away too long. Can't even love a vibe. Rosy late Friday night. So I could go up for Labor Day to feel all the vibes and break away. I could take a trip to link up with friends and family. To my land of birth, to the place I love. No other island in the sun could ever replace you in my heart. Tell you from the start, to my land of birth, to the place I love. Put up your hand and sing out the song. I am a down proud Lucian, represent the land where you from. I am a down proud Lucian, proud St. Lucian, and I will raise the flag till I die. I am a down proud Lucian, represent the land where St. Lucian, yeah, that's who I am. Find that place so sweet, melodies in the heat. Everybody's on the road, we jumping for one goal. To where the soca play, our culture on a display. Everybody say, we vibes a special way. To see the people playing, everybody celebrating. The music sounds so sweet, it's only we who feel it. I'm proud of where I'm from, I need you to understand. I am a St. Lucian, no matter how far I go. Thank God that I am a St. Lucian, and I come from the land of sun. Thank God for the island of the West, simply beautiful and blessed. Let me see your hands up for I know that. Hands up if you're proud of where you're from. Hands up, cause all of we are one. Hands up if you are St. Lucian. Hands up, start the party up in it. Hands up, Lucian people everywhere. Hands up, raise the flag up in the air. If you are St. Lucian, I don't know but I cannot explain. We love the culture and heritage. It's a feeling we cannot contain. So let we